Hi, everybody, I'm live. I'm also live. Behind the Fourth Wall, itsthevoiceman.org. Or you can just watch that. I'm not really going to talk to that camera too awful much because I'm going to have to start talking to this soon. But it's whatever. But you get to watch stuff and maybe you'll hear some stuff too. But only when the microphone goes on. Yeah, when this microphone goes off, then those can go. But when this microphone goes on, that's going to go silent. So you're just going to hear whatever the hell I'm going to hear. Sorry, because I got to go back on mic soon. Hey, Michael Markey. Hey. The sounds. Streaming live at itstheradionetwork.org. Oh, yeah, I need to get an intro.
Welcome back to Behind the Fourth Wall, where we pull back the curtain, where we see it all. This is Lancer Radio Network Pasadena, streaming live at lancerradionetwork.org. I decided to start streaming on Facebook, too.
But I got to get rid of this stuff. Because
I need my sound. I need my talking points. So I don't even know if anybody's going to be talking to me. Because I got this thing here. I got my iPad in front of me. I got my computer on my left. I got another computer on the right. I got all sorts of stuff going on. And I'm losing my mind. Which is why I dropped 2 classes. I'm losing my mind. I'm trying to do all this at work. Or I'm trying to make all of this work, rather. So where were we? Oh, yeah. We were talking about, like, me making stupid things. And other edits and stuff. And so, yeah, essentially, like, the thing that I was doing, for all intents and purposes, was making edits. I was editing stuff left and right, and most of it was crap, just like any other prolific writer, I guess. You're just making stuff that inevitably you just don't feel like works. And so you change it up. And, yeah, so that's what I was doing. And, you know, I don't... I lost my train of thought. You know, that happens, right? I lost my train of thought because I'm ADD and I'm trying to read 15 things. So like I said, you know, and this is why I'm doing so much stuff all at once, because my train of thought does not go one direction. It goes all over the place. There's in fact a video that I uploaded on an old account where it's like train tracks and it just doesn't seem like you're ever really going anywhere. It just seems like you're going straight, but you're just crossing tracks all the time. And so inevitably you don't even, all you can see is the tracks, but whatever. So the next sort of step in this whole process of me becoming this current person that I am, again, to illustrate who it is that's behind this microphone, instead of just some guy who's there entertaining you, which, I mean, maybe that's what you want. Maybe you just want some guy to entertain you and you don't care about the people who are behind the curtain. But the thing is I do. And that's why I'm making the show. I want you people, I want somebody somewhere to know what it's like to have people make your shows that are interesting, because there are people out there who care. You know, I got to talk to some makeup artists at some point. Like I said, I'm talking to some fight choreographers soon. So at some point, I'm going to be talking to these people. If you're not the kind of person who wants to, man, don't worry about it. My show's not for you. But there's other people out there who care, and I'm one of them. So that's why I'm making the show that I am. But we got to figure out how I got here. And I only have another half hour to go. So I started, you know, because of the previous whole YouTube blocking content thing and not permitting you to upload stuff and then, you know, just take the advertising like they do now, I kind of got discouraged from uploading stuff that was essentially not mine, quote unquote. So I started vlogging because I was like, you know what? I have an opinion about stuff. Let's just have an opinion about stuff and put it online. And that was, you know, while I was at work sometimes, or when I was getting ready for work or whatever, you know, I was getting ready for school because I started going to college again at the time. And the vlogging thing kind of worked out really well. And at one point I decided, you know what, I'm going to start vlogging like every day. But at the same time, and this is about a year later, so in a way I'm kind of skipping ahead a bit because not a whole lot happened after sort of that summer of 2010. Again, the editing and stuff kind of fell behind because, again, I got really discouraged, and I get easily discouraged sometimes. So instead, I just kind of started slowly incorporating stuff, vlogging again. And then I got to the point, it was my, man, how old was I? It was my 30th birthday? Yeah, it's my 30th birthday. I'm 36 now, by the way, guys. I decided that I'm going to vlog every day. And on the first vlog, I said I was going to go to New York. And so that's what I did. I went to New York. No, I'm kidding. I wish. I mean, I did end up going to New York, and I've got some stories about that. And in fact, I have a sort of a podcast / homeless story deal, and it's about homelessness and stuff when I got here in LA. But that story is for another time and another channel. I got to the vlogging thing, and there was a little bit of editing here and there. For the most part, there wasn't too much editing, and I would even try to incorporate some editing here and there just to make it interesting. Because for me, just a straight up vlog was boring, and I wanted to make it a little bit more active, a little bit more immersive, a little bit more interesting. But, again, it just kind of fell by the wayside while I was in the process of getting out, and I was quitting my job, and so I ended up leaving. I was traveling Greyhound for a month, came to LA, was homeless for a while, and on occasion, I ended up with a girlfriend, and she let me use her computer, and I had a couple of videos that I threw up every now and then, but for the most part, my editing abilities were gone at that time because I wasn't able to do it. Excuse me, I hiccuped a little bit. And so I didn't really have a lot of ability to create content. And then I got a job in Alaska that flew me up there, so I didn't have to pay to travel there. I didn't have to pay to stay there. I made a decent amount of money. I came back. I had gone to school here at PCC for the first semester while I was still homeless. But then when I came back, I ended up trying to get some other classes, and I couldn't get my GEs like I wanted. So I just took like a crapshoot of classes, and I ended up with an audio production class. And on my second class, I got a compliment from my professor saying that he found my niche, and that was being on microphone, and it was doing this radio thing. And I thought, well, that's kind of cool. Maybe let's keep doing that. And so in the following semester, I'm waving at everybody on Facebook. Hi, everybody on Facebook. There's only 2 people that joined right now that are watching, but whatever. Stuff happens. Hey, do 2 things at once. Why not? So yeah, I got to vlogging. I was homeless, like I said. And then now, I got into PCC, and then I got into audio production. And then through that class, I wanted to continue doing more. And I also wanted to start using Pro Tools because I had heard about it before. And we got a taste of it in the audio production class. So the following semester, I was like, all right, let's do this certificate program that PCC has. And so I got into a television production class. I got into post-production, audio production, which is a Pro Tools specific class. I took a speech class because why not? I took another one that I can't remember. I think it was like an intro to media, electronic media, which if you're here on PCC and you know who Matt Sheppo is, Matt Sheppo, one of the best teachers I think I've ever had in my life. And he makes boring classes fascinating. And I don't know how he does it, but he's magic. He's a wizard. He's just a Wizard Sheppo. There you go. Wizard Sheppo. New name, Wizard Sheppo. And so, I'm starting to kind of dive into this a little bit more. And then towards the end of that semester, there's a little bit of performing going on with what I've been doing, in my speech class and in the television production class, and even a little bit in that audio production class, the Pro Tools class. And so people were telling me I should do acting. And so I skip into the summer and I go back to Alaska, get a little bit of extra money. And then the following fall, I take an acting class. I take a video editing class. I end up taking another acting class, which I didn't know was another acting class. And so that was crazy. Then I get put into the play, Romeo and Juliet, which I'll never shut up about, especially if you ever listen to me talk to anybody else who's in theater, because that's all I got going for me right now other than this radio thing. I'm going to try to be in a play this wintermester if possible. So I got to get my butt in gear for that one. That'll be interesting. So now we're starting to kind of like encroach on the reality, on what has really, really made this thing happen. It was last spring. I was taking not only another acting class, but I was taking the beginning radio production class. And the professor, Sarah Barker, she had asked me, why are you taking a radio class if you don't want to be in radio? And it was a little shocking because I wasn't sure. You know, I knew I wanted to do audio stuff, but I wasn't sure I wanted to do radio. Well, I don't know. So I kind of got it in my head to maybe do some radio. And people listen to me and they're talking about how, you know, oh, I could listen to you read a book all day. All right, that's cool. Nobody's doing that right now. I got no listeners online. And Facebook currently has no viewers right now. Hi, no viewers. Oh, well, such is life. But it's whatever. And so, you know, you just stuff happens. But something in my head, I think, switched when I took my summer class here. I was allowed to be on air, and it was essentially a radio show for class. And we do that every summer now. And I wanted to do more, you know, and I wanted to do more stuff behind the scenes as well. I wanted to be on the board. I wasn't able to do that because I didn't take the right class to do it. So, you know, what am I going to do? I'll just do the thing. I'll do the show. And then the following semester, Professor Barker is saying, you know, we need to get somebody to replace her husband on our system. You know, this little guy right here. Let me play you one of these things. His voice might sound a little familiar rather. Lancer Radio Network, Pasadena Campus Sounds. Streaming live 24/7 at lancerradionetwork.org. See, that used to be a 35-year veteran, and now it's me. And that's awesome. Although that one I got paid for. Because then apparently my production skills for that semester, and they had labeled me as like production coordinator. And that was what I found to be fascinating, was that they gave me like a label, and sometimes that just like that gives you a little bit of an ego boost to let you feel like what you're doing actually matters. So I was doing my thing. I was doing my radio. I was doing the editing thing that I had been doing on and off for like, at that point, 6 years, with like 3 years of it almost none. And so, you know, I got this gig that's, you know, it's part of like a class. So I'm getting credit for it, but I'm gonna get paid for it really. And then I kept falling more and more in love with doing it. But at the same time, you know, I deal with my own psychological issues. And so sometimes it's hard for me to self-motivate. And it's hard for me to feel like what I've done is rewarding or good quality. Because I think we all deal with that, especially for creators. I think creators, your biggest critic really is you, more than anyone else, which is probably why anybody who is a creator, an actor, director, whatever, or somebody from any kind of TV or radio show, when they get heavy critique from some outsider, it probably feels really, really painful. Because again, you're your biggest critic. You already know what you did wrong. You don't really want to hear anybody else say it. It just kind of opens the wound a little bit more, you know? At least that's my thought. I mean, I try to empathize if I can. But yeah, got a little dark there, I guess, for a second. Well, maybe not dark. Got a little real. But, you know, real's okay. Why would I think that? I don't know. I didn't even turn on the instant replay. I turned it off.
Why would you think that?
That's actually the wrong one. You know what? Let's just use this one.
I'm Pickle Rick!
Because why not? Why not be Pickle Rick? I'm Pickle Rick. Just to lighten it up. I don't know what I'm doing. I do know what I'm doing. I think I don't know what I'm doing, and often I also think I know what I'm doing, and I'm not. But what I'm doing right now is I'm sitting behind a microphone with a board and computers, and I'm kind of doing a job that I never really thought I could do. And I'm doing it, I mean, and not to pat myself on the back, because again, it's one of those things that we deal with, but I'd say I'm doing a pretty good job of it. You know, it's not amazing, but it's good enough right now where I don't feel horrible about doing it. And, you know, when I was homeless, that was kind of an issue too. You know, I felt worthless, and I've dealt with some issues in the past couple of months. And I'm not trying to be a downer. I'm not trying to make this seem like it's worse. Again, it's about the people who were behind the productions, to give you an idea of who's doing what, who's making these things for you. And, you know, often, yeah, I mean, we're people. Everybody's a person. That's redundant, right? All people are people. You're people. I'm a people. We're all people. Let's all be people together. Okie dokie. Okay, dokie. So, yes. What is wrong with me? All the things. Yeah, so, you know what? I'm going to take a short break. You know what? I'm going to play a little music out, and we're just going to listen to some music, go out, and we'll come back from a break. I'll try to reorient my thoughts that way. This will be a little bit more interesting. This is Lancer Radio Network, Pasadena, streaming live at lancerradionetwork.org. You're listening to Behind the Fourth Wall, where we pull back the curtain, where we see it all.
Lancer Radio Network, Pasadena Campus Sounds. Streaming live 24/7 at lancerradionetwork.org.
Start your bachelor's degree at PCC. Students completing general education requirements and learning.
What up, everybody? Yay!
PCC can transfer.
Hey! Yeah. I'm all by myself. That's not my image.
Student health quality health
To you too.
services.
That's the wrong time.
And knowledgeable staff offer a variety of special.
That clock is like 50 seconds late or something. Thanks for the hearts.
With their healthcare goals.
I got two mice. I got my mouse and the computer's mouse.
Present a current Lancer ID
Heck.
card or valid picture ID. Be currently enrolled.
Wireless mouse is amazing.
PCC. Services are available
Yeah.
from the first day of the semester until the last day of the semester. Students who drop all their classes are no longer eligible. Health services is
That's
located
not
in
live.
105, and their hours are Monday, Wednesday, and Thursdays, 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m., Tuesdays, 8 a.m. to 7:30 p.m., and Friday, 8 a.m.
You're
to
crack.
12:30 p.m.
I'm a crack in
For more
society.
information
That's
or
for
make an
sure.
appointment, call 626-585.
I show the flaws. Because I am a giant flaw. But that's not inherently a bad thing.
Pasadena City College.
Shut up, Jesse.
It's a whole new
Jesse.
community, a whole new vibe.
All right, we're going back soon.
Give me an opportunity and a chance to actually build something on myself and make a career out of something that I love.
Lancer Radio Network, Pasadena Campus Sounds. Streaming live 24/7 at lancerradionetwork.org. Sometimes you just screw it up. Love you too, Irene. All right.
Welcome back to Behind the Fourth Wall, where we pull back the curtain, where we see it all. This is Lancer Radio Network, Pasadena, streaming live at lancerradionetwork.org. This is our last segment. I don't have a whole lot of time, so I'm going to try to run through this. Again, the whole idea of this show is about the people behind the productions that you love. And hopefully you love my production and or the other productions that are going on here Lancer Radio. Let me go ahead and fade that other music out a little bit. It gets a little wordy there. So, yeah. You know, again, we make mistakes. This is a learning environment. This is a school. I love it. And that's why I want to be here right now. And that's why I want to do what I'm doing. And so, the final thing. I've been doing my audio production, been doing my acting. I got into acting. The show must go on, hence why I'm here by myself today, because I couldn't get anybody else to join me. But you know what? Such is life, right? Such is life. C'est la vie. So do it. Do the things that you enjoy, even if it's all by yourself. And hopefully you can get a lot of other people to join you. It's not horrible. We got 10 minutes. I got to stop filling the air with stupid things.
I'm Pickle Rick!
Like Pickle Rick. Oh, if you're not listening to this live, you missed it out and you're going to have to wait till later. So, why am I in this chair right now, sitting behind this board, talking to this microphone? What it all comes down to pretty much the last several months. After that class, I got the gig as the production coordinator. And, you know, I was doing the various things that I was doing with creating other quality items, although they aren't necessarily the best. I mean, I've learned, fortunately. Like, here's one right now that is older.
Lancer Radio Network, Pasadena Campus Sounds. Streaming live 24/7. 24/7.
Now, see, I was using that. I was using some audio that we had based in. We had a sound bank in the back, and we didn't have a whole lot of options available at the time. And I was kind of feeling a little constrained about all that. But I didn't have a lot of options. And then, the Rose Parade came around. The Rose Parade was a little bit more of a timeline or an opportunity for me to do more work instead of, not just do audio production for the digital side, but also to do a bit of live production too. And so, at the end of that semester, I was able to finish the Master Control class, which allows me to run the board. I did that. Got into the Rose Parade. I helped run the board for the outdoor stuff so that when people were talking and we could cue them, we could tell that, so it got to be quite a bit more work to do. And I really enjoyed doing all that work, and I enjoyed hanging out in the studios. And then I was like, you know what? I finally have the ability to make a show. I can run a show on my own. I'm allowed to not only be on mic, but I'm allowed to be on the board. I need to do this. I don't know why, but I need to. And so I spent time in this past spring semester. I would spend time, actually it was in that fall semester, where I would spend time on the board trying to get better at it. Even though, I wasn't able to do it live, but I was practicing. I was doing it on my own. I would come in here during the off hours when nobody was here, and I'd spend all day in here sometimes. And at times I would just get on the board and I would screw around just so I could get better at it. And I feel that I did, because I now know this place more or less like the back of my hand. There's some things that I still don't know, and there's some things that I still screw up, but that's okay. That's normal. That's where the world of education is. You're there to make your mistakes so you can learn from them. And so that's what I did. I learned from my mistakes, and I made a lot of them. And in this case, I wasn't discouraged by making my mistakes. In fact, I also made other mistakes, like this weird thing that I made, just because, again, I'm still a weird editor type person. I'm also getting into the whole voice world. So I made this. This is actually on, this was something that somebody posted on Reddit. And so I decided to read it.
My name Aaron, and when I see a flaming gray, it calls to me. I do not heed my mother's twill. I use my tongue. I lick the grill.
Yeah, that's the thing. I have been trying to get into this idea of, just reading people's stuff, just because people apparently like my voice, and that's where I even got the nickname It's the Voiceman. This was last year, beginning of 2016. Somebody called me that, and it just kind of stuck. And I love it. And it has coincided with that one guy, Lady Gaga's Teeth, way back in 2010, who told me that I had a voice for radio. And so now here I am. I'm doing this. And last semester, I had my show. It's the Pulse. Irene, she was my co-host. She may still be in my Facebook chat right now. I was hoping she could come here. Maybe we could have a conversation. But it is what it is. And we had a really weird eclectic show. Some EDM. That was what I wanted it to be originally. And then I was like, okay, let's interview some people. Let's talk to people. Let's talk to some people and maybe promote some stuff that's out there. And on top of that, I also got paid as an independent contractor here at Lancer Radio to make promos and stuff. And it was really fun. I got to spend time with some of my friends making stuff that they liked for their show. Now, we don't really have a whole lot of promos this semester. One, because I'm not getting paid. Two, just there's a lot of shows out now, and it's kind of a little different. It's a different little story. So I'm going to play you some sound bites from last semester. Now, obviously, these aren't the exact timings because they're all changed. Some of the shows are the same, but some of them aren't there anymore. But let's play a couple of them. All right.
Listen, it's our magic show. It's not magic, it's science. It's Science is a show about everyday sciencey things with me, Jess. Mondays from 5 to 6 p.m. Only on LancerRadioNetwork.org.
Welcome to Behind the Artist. Join me, Jeff Lundquist, as we go on this musical journey to explore popular artists and bands every Tuesday from 5:30 to 6:30. Only on LancerRadioNetwork.org.
Hey you, walking in the parking lot. Obsessed with music, movies, and games? Of course you are. Tune into the playlist with me, Wilbert Flores, Thursdays from 5 to 6 p.m. Only on LancerRadioNetwork.org.
Hello, fellow nerds. I have a show and you should listen to it. Digital Mind is a show about technology and video games. Join me, Michael Back, on Fridays from 1 to 2 p.m. live at LancerRadioNetwork.org. Don't forget it!
No, you should not forget it. I helped make all those. I got with all of the individual voicers of those. And, I tried to make it to where it sounded like them. It felt like them. We chose music for their shows. That way it was theirs. It was their promo. And it also encapsulated their show itself. And that was really fun for me. It was a collaborative effort. Yeah, I got to do a little bit of the work on my own, which is nice too. I like to work independently, but I mostly like to work with people. And this environment has allowed me to work with more people. And I want to continue working with people. And even I'll sit around when other people are doing their shows. I'll give them some pointers if I can. One of my instructors, earlier today, I said I was the diet version of him. Because I'm not the teacher, of course, but I've spent enough time around him and also around everybody else. And I've been trying to pay attention to all this stuff so that I can help out people make their shows as awesome as possible. And you know what? That's what my goal is here. I don't know what my real term or what I don't know what the title is that I have. I'm a student. I'm a student who likes helping run this radio station because there are people here who have awesome ideas. And for as long as I can imagine, as long as I can remember, I've always wanted to be that guy that helps people make their stuff happen. I'm a customer service guy at heart. I don't care what you want on your pizza when I'm over at my other job, my actual job right now. I'm going to put it on your pizza. I don't care what it is because you want what you want. And if you're allowed to have it, I'm going to give it to you because that's who I am. I want to give you what you want. And if I have the capacity to give you what I want, or what you want, rather, if I have the capacity to give you what you want, I'm going to make sure that I can do that for you because that's who I am as a person. That's what I want to do, and that's the job that I want. Sure, if I can get something out of it, that's cool. I think that's everybody else, too. But that's what I'll do. And you know what? Doing audio production, doing radio, it allows me to do it in weird and fun ways that is creative and entertaining. And, I got to leave soon, and so I'm going to leave on sort of this one little message, this one note that I've told a number of people. But there's 3 things that I want to do in life when it comes to social interactions. I want to make people smile. I want to make people laugh. I want to make people think. And if somebody else is doing it and I got to help them do it, that's cool. So that's it. It's Behind the Fourth Wall, where we pull back the curtain, where we see it all. This is Lancer Radio Network, Pasadena, streaming live at LancerRadioNetwork.org. Have a good night.
Lancer Radio Network, Pasadena Campus Sound, streaming live 24/7 at LancerRadioNetwork.org.
The mission of the Pasadena City College Police
It's done. The show is over. Thanks for showing up, whoever was here. Bye, everybody who's not here, because nobody else is here now.
Can be contacted at 626-585-7484 and are open 24 hours a day. Students are encouraged to call if they need to be escorted from their classrooms to their vehicles.
It has been estimated that over 1.7
We need to
million
change
people,
this
400,000 of them children,
because it's inaccurate
experience
now.
hunger in Los Angeles County.
And it's done. It's over. The show is complete. What up, everybody who's not here anymore because nobody's freaking here? Nobody pays attention to me. Why does nobody pay attention to me? I'm so sad. Oh well, it's whatever. Such is life. Either what. Also, later, that will actually be edited down probably here in the next 15 or so minutes, and then go on in, Jeff. I was live on here and on there, but I was only live for half an hour on this one.
I saw, like, I just happened to look at my phone. I was like, oh, your show. So that's why I
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I just talked about myself the whole time. Jeff Lundquist is here.
Hello.
That guy. Nobody else is here. Oh, there's one person that's watching. Son was in here at one point. Said he joined. I'm like, whatever. But yeah, it was mostly just kind of ad-libbed for the most part. I had some talking points that I wanted to throw in there, but
it was just
yeah,
random stuff.
All right, everybody, I'm going to sign off. Bye.